Well, good afternoon or good evening, Facebook community. I'm Jennifer here with my Live at 5 series continuing. I wanted to hop on here for a few minutes and talk a little bit about our rising healthcare costs and, what are some things that we can do about it for ourselves. Unfortunately, costs do continue to rise, as I'm sure, you are all well aware, increasing healthcare premiums, cost of medications, it's all, continuing to go up there. Some of the reasons that we're seeing these rising healthcare costs is, one, the cost of healthcare itself is just increasing. The cost of the pharmaceuticals are increasing as well, and then we have the increasing rates of chronic illness and obesity. So all three of those things combined are certainly making our healthcare cost, a little bit crazy these days. I don't know about you, but I know myself, I prefer to avoid, all the extra chemicals that are in the pharmaceuticals as well as the, added costs. I'd rather, use my hard-earned money for, other fun things instead of, medications and such. Now, while I realize, there certainly are some, diseases and such out there that there are no other options, I'm certainly not talking about those types of things. I'm just talking in general about some general ways that we can better take care of ourselves so we can prevent some of these chronic illnesses, primarily high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity from cropping up in our lives and causing, a lot of different problems and concerns for us. As a longtime healthcare professional, I've seen more than my share of lives destroyed through chronic illness, a lot of it from non-compliance, some of that because, people just weren't willing to accept their disease, they weren't willing to follow, direction, but also a lot, and more recently seeing because of the inability to afford the necessary costs and treatment that's required for them. So, definitely is becoming a big concern. As you know, we're not getting any any younger. We're only getting older. The alternative to not getting older, really isn't anything I'm interested in finding out at such a young age either. So I've decided to, start taking care of myself a little bit better, to make sure or hopefully ward off some of these chronic illnesses that I see, as far as like I said, diabetes and high blood pressure. Those all do run in my family, so there's certainly things I want to try to avoid. Many of you know, if you've been following my journey for about the past year, I've been paying more attention to my nutrition as well as my fitness. I've for the most part, try to exercise daily and make healthier, wiser choices when I'm eating. Now, not always, but I do try, and I'm a lot better than I was a year ago. So that certainly has been helpful. The other thing I'm starting to do, and I see a lot more people, at least in my circle of people using, is the essential oils. I've really come to love the essential oils. There's a lot of different ways that they can be utilized, which is absolutely amazing. And I do want to take some time this week to share a little more information about the use of essential oils, because I do see that so many people are turning to using them as more of a natural way to help take care of themselves. The more I learn about it, the more interesting it becomes, seeing, as I learn more about some of the different chemicals that are actually even in our makeup, in our, foods that we eat, and, our household cleaning products. So, certainly I'm interested in learning more about it, changing over some of my products to the more natural products. And, and I certainly want to take time to share that with you. So throughout the remainder of this week, I'll be hopping on here again live at 5, talking about some ways that we can use essential oils in our home, some natural remedies, and then just even a little bit about how we can diffuse them, mix them, and some different recipes. So if you're interested, I hope you hop on. My blogs this week will also reflect the same. So take a look. They'll be posted to Facebook later. Have a great evening.